Pacers, Bucks. Man, Milwaukee with a big win here.
I didn't see this coming.
It's 115 to 92.
Pat Bev.
Remember, no Dame, no Giannis. Just a reminder, Middleton had 29,
All you need
12.
is a little Pat Bev.
Do you? Because he had 13 and 12 assists, but he's so much more than that. Middleton and Portis did what they needed to do, Chandler. So, can they win this series? Is there a world in which they win the series and perhaps, we'll get to you in a second, the two guys come back? Or one even?
No, I don't
Nothing.
think there's a chance in hell. I said this before
wow.
the season started, or I think that when the series was over. I don't. But I will say this team is an older team. It's an experienced team. They showed some guts last night. They showed pride, and they didn't want their season to end. And they know. Doc Rivers, after the game, he said, Dame and Giannis are close. Those guys know that. They know if they can just tread water, if they can keep this thing alive, they have reinforcements coming. And Bobby Portis was unbelievable. Chris Middleton was unbelievable. Pat Beverly and Malik Beasley just gave the crowd a whole nother level of energy last night with shot making. And we know what Pat Bev gives you on the defensive end, but he was great offensively. So when you have this collective effort with your two stars out, yeah, it shows you that it's great. It's a great win. I just think that they dug themselves too big of a hole, and I think with the injuries that those guys are dealing with, I can't see them coming back. If they do come back, they're not going to be 100%.
I mean, we're watching them, Shams, as we're watching this game. I'm thinking, man, is there a world where they come back? I'm watching them get off the bench and walk. Are they limping? Are we close?
Well, Doc Rivers said last night, like Chandler just said, that they're very, very, very close. He used the word very multiple times before the close. So clearly, they are making progress. I'm told both players will work out today, and the team will have a better idea if they're going to be able to get upgraded on the injury report, if they're going to potentially play tomorrow night in Indy. But listen, even if there's a chance where one of them is back, that's a major boost to that team. If it's Dame, if it's Giannis, especially if it's Giannis. But this is a team that's down 3-2. The Bucks have been cautious with these two strains. I mean, what the last thing you want to do is put them in a compromised position that impacts them for next season. So we'll see how the workouts go today, if they're going to be able to play tomorrow in Game 6. You do have to give a lot of credit, though, to Doc Rivers, I think.
Right.
I think the last two games, he's done a good job making adjustments. Bobby Portis, big time, got ejected in Game 4, comes back in Game 5. The way he plays, 29 and 10, that's Bobby Portis. And
I don't know how much credit we can give to a guy who was about to lose the series 4-2, though, to the 6th seed. Like, I understand their defense is better.
Without
Literally.
their best players, though.
Again, yes, and they played defense last night, and they held the Pacers to whatever their season low with that's out of body.
We're going to be on the opposite side of all of these conversations
But
today.
it's like at the end of the day, yeah. Are they shorthanded? Yeah. Are the Clippers without Kawhi Leonard? Yeah. Is every team this whole season shorthanded with injuries? Yeah. So I look at it the opposite. Like, okay, you still have enough. They still have enough on this Bucks team where they should be able to compete and win this series. And I just don't think they do.
I think Doc does his best coaching when he's the underdog. You know, sometimes when you have so much star power, you give them the leeway to kind of lead and you fill in the gaps. When you're down men and you're down, especially superstars, it puts you in a position to game manage, to call more plays, and to be more vocal when you're the leadership. And I think Doc's doing a good job of that. But I want to shine a big light on my brother Pat Bev. That's probably the best game I've seen Pat play in a number of years. He was steady. He was under control. He made big shots. He made timely shots. He got everybody involved. Obviously, we know what he does on the defensive end. I thought he was the best player on the court last night.
I'll tell you this, Doc's been on the wrong end of some 3-1 series. Milwaukee's never won a series down 3-1, so maybe he can get on the other side of this history, this series.
I was a part of one, so
I know, I'm like,
it just hurt my soul. I got that pit in my stomach.
Does Pat Bev ever stop talking?
No, and by the way,
it's
how about him dancing, Portis doing the too small, Malik Beasley do it. They were feeling themselves last night.
They were.
So they need to bring, by the way, I love that though. They need to bring
Yeah.
this energy to Indiana. They need to keep this vibe going because, look, again, they're the underdog now. It switched. Without those two guys, they have to bring that swag. They have to bring that confidence to Indiana.
I love it. More good basketball. More Knicks Sixers. More Bucks Pacers. I love it.
Well, Pat Bev did talk a little bit about Tyrese Halliburton after this game.
Oh, yikes.
What have you seen trying to defend Halliburton in this series?
Check the numbers.
For him,
I think he's shooting 19% from the three.
just for him, outside of shooting, just as a playmaker, how have you guys tried to, I know Doc has said, hey, we're trying to force him to his
If I
left.
gave you the ball for 41 minutes, you'll have 10 assists also.
Hey, listen.
I mean,
I'm going to tell you guys something from experience. He means this with a straight face. He's not trying to rev them up. He's not trying to give them bulletin board material. He's dead serious when he says check the numbers. Because if you can go back, and when we played against the Golden State Warriors, very complimentary of Steph Curry, very complimentary of Kevin Durant. When guys play well, Pat Bev would give you your credit if you're playing well. But if he feels like he got a lock on you and I'm up one, I'm going to let you know that as well. He's dead serious about what he's saying, and he's going to stand on it.
I mean, in fairness, Halliburton's averaging 16, 9 assists, which are obviously numbers that are down from his regular season. So what do you do? How do you get him?
See, I'm looking at it like the opposite. They're winning this series without their best player being their best player. So they're in fine shape. Siakam went absolutely bonkers the first couple of games, which helped a lot. And they've gotten a balanced attack from guys like Turner, and Nimhard's been great. But Tyrese Halliburton hasn't been what he's been in the regular season. You look across the league, you see guys like Tyrese Maxey having these games, Jalen Brunson. We haven't seen that big impact game from Tyrese Halliburton. So 135 and 15 coming up in Game 6 at home to close them out. We put all this talk to bed.
You calling it?
Yeah, I think it ends in Indiana. I think Tyrese Halliburton goes berserk.
You know, I'm a Pat Bev fan.
Me too. Love him.
So the fact that Pat is looking forward to this matchup and he's dead serious, I like it. Listen, Holly, he's struggling a little bit. I wonder how much of that he's missing in the open court, right? So we always say teams going to make adjustments during the playoffs. They're making them play half-court basketball, and he's going against some of the better defenders in the league in a Pat Bev and giving them different looks. And so I think that has something to do with it. 16-9 is nothing to sniff at.
No.
Obviously, we're used to big, gaudy numbers coming from him, but that's nothing to sniff at. That's still a solid line, but they're making everything difficult and making other guys beat you.
Check the numbers.
I just think we're so used to the regular season.
17% from three is crazy.
In the regular season, their offensive numbers, their pace, it was nuts. So now this was the concern, right? Going to this playoff, can they do it in a half court? Can they be as efficient as they were in the regular season when they're putting up 130, 140 points, and they haven't been? So the fact that they are still 3-2, not even playing their style, I think plays into their favor.